Hello viewers, welcome to our channel. Please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for more update information. Today we are discussion about web hosting service from wikipedia.com, from wikipedia.org. Today discussion types of hosting, web hosting, dedicated hosting server, managed hosting service, collocation web hosting service, cloud hosting. First time dedicated hosting service. The users gets his or her own web server and gains full control over it. However, the user typically does not own the server one time of dedicated hosting is self-managed or unmanaged. This is usually the last expensive for dedicated plans. The users has full administrative access to the server, which means the client is responsible for the security and maintenance of his own dedicated server. Next point, managed hosting service. Managed and unmanaged hosting service. Linux administrator, the user gets his or her own web server, but it is not allowed full control over it. The user is denied root access for Linux, administrator access for Windows. However, they are allowed to manage their data via FTP. FTP means file transfer protocol or other remote management tools. The user is disallowed full control so that the provider can guarantee quality of service by not allowing the user to modify the server or potentially create a configuration problem. The user typically does not own the server. The server is leased to the client. Collocation web hosting service. Next, this is describe this collocation web hosting service. Similar to the dedicated web hosting service, but the user owns the collo server. The hosting company provides physical space that the server takes up and takes care of the server. This is the most powerful and expensive type of web hosting service. In most cases, the collocation provider may provide little to no support directly to their client's machine, providing only the electrical, internet access and storage facilities for the server. In most cases, the client would have his or her own administrator visit the data center on site to do any hardware upgrade or sends. Formerly, many collocation co-providers would accept any system configuration for hosting, even once housed in desktop style mini tower case. But most hosts now require rank mount includes and standard system configuration. Next point, cloud hosting. This is a new type of hosting platform that allows common customers powerful, scalable, and reliable hosting based on clustered load balanced servers and utility billing. A good host website may be more reliable than alternatives since other computers in the cloud can compensate. When a single piece of hardware goes down, also local power distribution or even natural disaster are less problematic for cloud-hosted site. As cloud hosting is decentralized, cloud hosting also allows providers to charge users only for resource consumed by the user rather than a flat fee for the amount the user expects they will use, or a fixed cost upfront hardware investment. Alternatively, the lack of centralization might give users less control on where data is located, which cloud be a problem for users with data security or privacy concerns. As per GDPR guidelines, cloud hosting users can request additional resource on demand, such as only during periods of peak traffic, while offloading IT management to the cloud hosting service. So we are the home server get and discuss about this usually. Grid hosting. Grid hosting, this form of distributed hosting is when a server cluster acts like a grid and is composed of multiple nodes. Home server, usually a single machine placed in a private residence, can be used to host one or more websites from a usually consumer grade broadband connection. This can be purpose-built machines or more commonly old PCs. Some ISPs actively attempt to block home servers by disallowing incoming requests to TCP port 80 of the user's connection, and by refusing to provide static IP address. A common way to attain a reliable DNS host name is by creating an account with a dynamic DNS service. A dynamic DNS service will automatically send the IP address that a URL point to when the IP address sends. Some specific types of hosting provided by web host service provides.